Good evening, everybody. It is Friday night. It's late at night, and that is usually when I like to write. Well, it's been a long week. Today is August the 21st, and it's about 11:22 in the evening, and it's kind of quiet around here right now, and I've certainly felt the fatigue of the week's activities, both within my business and certainly with all of the stuff that's been going on through the news cycles this week. So this week, the DNC wrapped up its convention, and there's a lot to chew on. I listened off and on to the other side, and it's just hard for me to take on board almost anything that they have proposed to our nation. And so that was the inspiration for the poem which I've written this evening. And so I'm going to read that to you, and then after I'm done with that, I'm going to turn back the pages to a couple of months ago when all of the rioting and so forth had begun, and when statues were being torn down, all the civil unrest that started and still continues in some areas today. And I want to share with you the feelings that I had back when that was occurring. So I hope you enjoy it. I think it's always nice to know what the inspiration behind poetry is. And so for me, and the one I've written tonight, was my feeling of so many untruths that I've heard coming across from the convention, and promises being made that I simply cannot buy into. And so the title of my poem, which I wrote this evening, is called "Just Because You Say It So Doesn't Make It True." And the poem goes like this. Just because you say it so doesn't make it true. Your riotous acts and skewing of facts won't see your movement through. Your common sense and logical thought, it seems, in short supply. You are cold stone blind to get behind that horrible socialist lie. Our nation is a republic with strong democratic roots, but some do wish to tear it down. They riot, destroy, and loot. The civil unrest and rioting doesn't really resolve a thing. It raises ire towards those who conspire in the name of Dr. King. The problems we face in society, no single man can resolve. We must open our minds and be honest and kind. It's the only way we'll evolve. We are all people on one common ground that see from opposing views. But to make our way to a newfound day, it is tolerance we all must choose. Just because you say it so doesn't make it true. This endless fight is for power and spite, and now there's China flu. The day will come at the ballot box when all will have their say, but some will battle the outcome if it doesn't turn out their way. So brace yourself, my fellow man, time is growing near, when common sense and strong defense will douse the flames of fear. So that was this evening's writing. And turning back the pages just, a month or so ago, going back to June the 20th, actually June the 19th. June the 19th is when we started to see a lot of this rioting going on, across the country. And in Washington, when they were tearing down all of the monuments and destroying statues and other historical things, I felt very angry about what I was seeing and hearing, and so at the end of the first news cycle, I went off the bed, and I was lying there, and I was churning, and I was very restless. I was really disturbed by all that I had heard and seen going on. And so at 2 a.m. in the morning, literally, I got out of bed, and the restlessness, it just was useless to try to stay in bed and go to sleep. So I got up and I started writing. And what I wrote was, I put down on paper what my feelings were that evening, when all of this civil unrest began. And I wrote a piece that I call The Soul of Our Nation. And it goes like this. The looting, the burning, the police nowhere in sight. The statues are falling, it's happening, no fight. The anarchists are rising while governors turn their heads. Small businesses are failing, and soon they'll be dead. Our country is churning as the Congress stays at home. Republicans are angry, but only hoist their phones. Where is the president, conservatives and guard? They're stealing our country. It doesn't seem hard. The outrage and anger, conservatives are on fire. Yet there's silence, no action. Our leaders are liars. The day is nearing when behind every door, our people are prepping for a new civil war. Just what will it take to turn it around, to take back our history and reclaim our ground? The soul of our country, that's what's at stake. Is the Pledge of Allegiance an expression that's fake? With God looking down and his eyes filled with tears, where is the sanity? There is none, just fear. Without urgent action, the sun will soon set on America's Constitution, which was paid for by vets. The loss of our ethics and morality is to blame. Political correctness has brought us to shame. When God was kicked out of our schools and town squares, there should have been pushback, but most didn't dare. When the election is over and the ballots all in, just pray for this nation to be delivered from sin. So that's what I felt when this whole civil unrest really started and was beginning to ramp up. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that this evening. Never know when the next one's going to come out, but I hope to share it when it does. So until then, have a good evening.